What's up, Josh McDaniels fans? It's Big Rye. Fat Guy is still on IR. Comment of the week goes to Fernando, who said we were only going to win 6 games. Well, Fernando, we were able to beat your handicapping without the help of Sunday night or Monday night football. We had a strong week, going 7-5 against the spread before the last 2 games. Overall for the season, we have clawed our way back to 50%, but still have our work cut out for us to return to that minus 110 break-even point of 52.38%. You think we'll be able to accomplish it by the end of the season? Let me know your hot takes in the comments section for Week 10. Now, on to the picks. Thursday night football, Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears. The $11 billion matchup Amazon has paid for. Bryce Young versus Tyson Bagent. Maybe. Justin Fields returned to practice Friday before their loss to the Saints on Sunday. Both Young and Bagent have put up very poor NEA numbers. Fields has been about average, but working back from a dislocated right thumb cannot be good news for Fields and the Bears. The Panthers are 1-6-1 against the spread on closing lines. The Bears are not much better at 3-5-1. My look-ahead line has the Bears as minus 3.3 point favorites, and with not much difference between either side, I will be selecting the Carolina Panthers in the contest at a spread price of plus 3.3. Sunday's early game is next up with the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots traveling to Frankfurt Stadium in Germany for the NFL's final of 5 International Series games. The Colts are coming off of a 27-13 victory over the Carolina Panthers, where Colts cornerback Kenny Moore played like his stepsister was watching. The Pats are coming off a 3-point home loss to the Washington Commanders, who just traded away almost every player I knew on their roster. No doubt Debbie Clark Belichick got out at the peak. The Colts are 5-4 against the spread, and the Pats are 2-7-0, which, unlike the Orchids Day Spa, this is a place the Pats are not familiar with. My look-ahead line has the Colts as minus 3.4 point road favorites. I will take the Pats in the contest to lose by a field goal or less. Pats plus 3.4. On to Sunday's early games. We'll start off with the 49ers Jags. A month ago, the 49ers were good. Now, after 3 straight losses and a bye, their last win was on October 8th, and this game will be played on November 12th. The Jacksonville Jaguars have won 5 in a row. Trevor Lawrence has been so hot, Urban Meyer tried to pick him up at a bar, and it wasn't even Halloween. This will be a Big Rye 5-star entertainment game. I expect the Niners to be better after regrouping after their bye. The Jags are also coming off a bye, so it's an even playing field on that front. Despite San Fran's recent struggles, Brock Purdy is still the second best quarterback according to NEA. Trevor Lawrence has been just above average. This should be a good matchup, and I don't think there is a ton of value on either side. For the contest, I will reluctantly take San Fran to break their losing streak and Jacksonville's winning streak. Contest pick is San Fran plus 1. Titans Bucks, another 5-star entertainment game. Will Levis has brought the Titans back to relevancy with his play through his first 2 games of the season. Baker Mayfield led the Bucks on a game-winning drive, only to be volleyed by CJ Stroud and the Texans in the final seconds of their 37-39 loss to Houston. Mayfield has put up a respectable NEA to start the season, but not respectable enough to run back his commercials. The Titans are 4-4 against the spread. The Bucks are 5-3 ATS. My look-ahead line has the Bucks as slight favorites at home of minus 0.9 points. Like Will Levis winning back Gia Duddy, I am going to win back the YouTube community's respect by taking the Bucks to cover the spread of minus 0.9 points. Contest pick is Bucks by that number. Next up is an AFC North matchup between the Cleveland Browns and Baltimore Ravens. Deshaun Watson was massaged back into the lineup thanks to a tune-up victory over the Arizona Cardinals. After the game, Deshaun said he was able to return thanks to all the great body work. There was a lot of pressure built up from not being on the field, but that win against the Cardinals was a great release so he can focus on what he does best, and that's play football. The Ravens took care of business against the Seattle Seahawks with a dominating 37-3 win over the traveling Seahawks. My look-ahead line has the Ravens as minus 3.6 point favorites at home. I believe this opens up with the Ravens as 4.5 to 6 point favorites. So I'll take the perceived value of Ravens minus 3.6 points at home. Houston Texans at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are currently playing on Sunday Night Football, and the result from this game should have a profound impact on the spread. So keep in mind the look-ahead line doesn't factor in the result or injuries from Sunday Night Football. CJ Stroud continues to have an amazing year for the Texans. Joe Burrow and the Bengals have turned their season around after a slow 1-3 start. Analytically, Stroud has had the better season according to NEA, but you can't count out Cool Joe. The Texans are 4-4 ATS, and the Bengals so far this season are 3-1 against the spread. My look-ahead line has the Bengals as minus 3.4 point favorites at home. I'll give up the field goal for the contest, and I will begrudgingly take the Bengals as 3.4 home favorites. New Orleans at Minnesota. The Saints defense stepped up and led New Orleans to a victory over backup rookie quarterback Tyson Bagent and the Chicago Bears. The Kirk Cousinless Vikings had rookie quarterback Jaren Hall leave the game early with a concussion, only to have ex-Steeler, ex-Titan, ex-Cardinal quarterback Josh Dobbs step in after being traded to the Vikings 5 days earlier. He led the Vikings to a comeback victory over the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Dobbs went 20 for 30 for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. The NFL is wild and crazy. I have the look-ahead line for this game as Minnesota minus 1.4 point favorites at home. For the contest, I'm going to take the Saints, who are only 2-6-1 against the spread for the season. But with Dobbs at quarterback, I'm not sure the Vikings can actually open. Well, I shouldn't say can, will open as favorites. Value pick in the contest of Saints plus 1.4 as road dogs. Packers travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Packers took advantage of a Matthew Staffordless Rams team by taking home a 20-3 victory at Lambeau Field. The Steelers fought hard in a tough come-from-behind win on Thursday night against the suddenly surging Tennessee Titans. The Packers are 4-4 ATS. The Steelers are 5-3 against the spread for the season. Both Love and Pickett have had their ups and downs this season, so it's hard to know what version of each guy you will get for this matchup on Sunday. For the contest, I'm going to take the Steelers as minus 2.6 point look-ahead line favorites. Next up, the Atlanta Falcons travel to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. With the Cardinals trading Josh Dobbs, they've essentially thrown in the towel on the season. My look-ahead line is probably too friendly for the Cards, even after the poor performance the Falcons had against the Vikings. It's an easy contest pick of Falcons minus 4.2 points as road favorites, regardless of who is at quarterback for Atlanta. Big Rye game of the week. Detroit Lions at the LA Chargers. I have the Lions as slight favorites on the road in Los Angeles. The Lions are coming off a bye, and the Chargers are in New York to take on the Jets tomorrow for Monday Night Football. I'll add the caveat that the Chargers have yet to play, and the results and injuries can affect this look-ahead line. The Lions are tied for the best ATS record with Jacksonville at 6-2. The Chargers, on the other hand, are one of the worst teams against the spread at 2-4-1 on closing lines. Ever since how they played last year, I've become a fan of the Lions. So with my rose-colored glasses on, I will be taking the Lions in the contest as minus 1.1 road favorites. I like that they are coming off a bye for their long travel to LA, and the Lions are simply the better team. It will take a great performance from Herbert to knock them off, and Herbert has not been able to pull off enough great performances for me to ride him in this one. Enough innuendo. Contest pick Lions minus 1.1 road favorites. NFC East matchup between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Can we trust the Giants? Can we trust the Cowboys? These teams seem to do what they can to lose. So Tyrod Taylor won't be playing, so as far as I know, the Giants don't have a quarterback on their roster. Of course they do, but just let me do this. The Cowboys carry a lot of variance in their performance, but they should be able to feast on Danny DeVito, who at the age of 78 is taking a brief break from standing around the set of Always Sunny to play a few games for the Giants while Tyrod Taylor is on IR. My look-ahead line is Cowboys minus 10, and my pick for the contest, Cowboys minus 10. The Washington Football Commanders travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, who are humbled by the Iron Sheik and the Baltimore Ravens. The now 4-5 Washington Commanders hit the reset button by trading away Chase Young and Montez Sweat at the trade deadline. Geno Smith and the Seahawks offense struggled to get anything going versus the stout Ravens defense. I expect a big bounce back from the Seahawks returning home to play against the depleted Commanders. My look-ahead line has Seattle as minus 5.8 point home favorites, and for the contest, I will be taking Seattle minus 5.8 since I think this line will open up in my favor at this look-ahead line price. Sunday night football, Jets, Raiders. The Jets are waiting to play the Chargers on Monday night, so look ahead line caveat for results and injuries. The Raiders were fortunate to play the Giants on Sunday, a great shot in the arm after the firing of Josh McDaniels and the interim promotion of Antonio Pierce to head coach. My algorithm created look ahead line has the Jets as 3.3 point favorites, which I disagree with, so I will take the value of the Raiders as 3.3 point road dogs for the contest. I see this line opening up closer to a pick'em with the assumption that there's no major impact with the Jets on Monday night. Contest pick is the Raiders at home plus 3.3. Monday night football this week will be between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Denver is 2-5-1 against the spread for the season. The Bills respectively are 3-5. Denver pulled off an impressive victory over Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in week 8, and they have their bye to rest up and prepare for Buffalo in week 10. The Bills are currently taking on the Bengals for Sunday night in week 9. My look-ahead line has the Bills as 8.7 point favorites, and I'm going to unwillingly take the Broncos and the points in the contest, which I'm not a big fan of against Buffalo. Let me explain. The Bills coaching staff causes them to either win big or lose with the decisions that they make, so taking the points with the Bills is not something that I am privy to do, but it's been the play to make this season with the ATS record of the Bills being 3-5. My hope is that this line opens closer to Bills -7 or Bills -8. So for the contest, I will bravely take the Broncos coming off a bye to play Josh Allen and the Bills on Monday Night Football at the price of Denver plus 8.7. I feel dirty just saying it. All right, guys. Big Ryan the Fat Guys. Picks against the spread lightning round. Carolina at Chicago. I've got Carolina. Indy at New England in the international game, New England. San Fran at Jacksonville. I will take San Fran. Tennessee at Tampa Bay. I will take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cleveland at Baltimore. I will take Baltimore minus 3.6, hoping that there is some value there on Baltimore as far as the contest goes. Houston at Cincy. Cincy minus 3.4. New Orleans at Minnesota. I've got the Saints. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. I've got the Steelers, hoping for the Steelers to win by a field goal. Atlanta at Arizona. I will take Atlanta almost. I don't want to say at any price, but for the contest, I'm just going to jump on Atlanta. Detroit at LAC. I will take Detroit as road favorites. Giants at Dallas. I will take Dallas and the enormous spread of -10. Washington at Seattle. I will happily take Seattle at minus 5.8. The Jets at the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. I will take the Raiders as 3.3 dogs at home. And then for Monday night, Denver at Buffalo. I will take Denver as road dogs plus 8.7. Congratulations to Fat Guy's best friend, who has just been on a roll. 9-3 so far, could finish as high as 11-3 if he manages to pull off those last two. So congrats, Fat Guy's best friend. I hope you continue to be as hot as Trevor Lawrence on Halloween. And then taking a look at the Week 9 picks against the spread leader, we got Fat Guy's best friend at 9-3, and then we have a ton of people at 8-4. So congrats, guys. This is much better than either last week or the week before, where almost no one was above 500. This week, though, everyone has done pretty well. Even BRFG is 7-5 against the spread. So keep our fingers crossed. We can pull off two more, and people can slowly creep up that overall leaderboard while we switch over to it. And Fat Guy's best friend, strong week, puts him up top. 80 wins, 50 losses, 4 draws, 61.5%. We also have Mickey as well as Hogaboom or Bust. I hope I said that right this time. And then High Roller, I got you. We got you back on that overall leaderboard. You are 4th right now, 57.7. Nothing to shake a finger at. So congrats, guys. Excellent, excellent job through 9 weeks of the season. Keep this strong picks coming.
This is the JS715 Name of the Week. Whoa, kaboom!
JS715 Name of the Week. Damn, Fat Guy, did you row a boat to Greece? And that is a great question, guys. Who knows when and where the Fat Guy will return? We're going to have to put out the Fat Guy signal, and hopefully he'll be back soon. Remember, guys, you can make your picks against the spread for Week 10 at BigRyTheFatGuy.com. Don't forget to subscribe to BRFG for weekly NFL picks. Hit that notification bell. And give us a thumbs up if you are still a big Gabe Campos fan. If you know, you know. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck with your picks for Week 10.